God help us all.
Welcome to the Black Dread. I am the Black Dread, Billie Jean, the Last Targaryen. Fire and blood, valor regardless. Winter is coming, all that good stuff, and I cannot contain my excitement any longer. It has happened. We have it. Finally, we have the first official piece of material released from us, Moving Images. We have the teaser trailer to House of the Dragon. Trying to contain my excitement. It debuted yesterday in all of its 1 minute glory. It was glory, but we didn't get any spoken words from any of the characters, which is fine. We just got a voiceover. I'm going to get into the whole trailer in just a second here, but let me just tell you a little bit about what's going on. So again, as you know, we have House of the Dragon debuting in 2022, next year. That is from the Fire and Blood anthology. Good thing about this is complete story here. This is just a little piece of what's in here, the Dance of the Dragons. And I'm not going to spoil the story or anything for you, but don't worry. By the time the show debuts, I'll have everyone caught up on how it started, what's happening, and the main players. Now, because if you're familiar with Game of Thrones, you know Ned Stark, you know Cersei Lannister. So these are going to be people that you don't know, but you will recognize the names. There will be Cregan Stark. There will be Joanna Lannister, things like that. So you'll know some of the family names. So right now, what we're going to do is look at the trailer. Now, I cannot show the trailer, of course, because of copyright. But what I have done as the Black Dread is I've grabbed a bunch of screenshots. We're going to go over the trailer. Now, again, it's just 1 minute long. There are a few little Easter eggs in there. So, even though it is 1 minute, I do have to do a lot more research on it because there are some things I saw in it. And I'm like, what is that? But so let's just go over some of the main things I saw. So as the trailer opens, the first thing I noticed was what we saw. Some of these things are some of the spy photos that we've been seeing over the last few months, of Daemon and Rhaenyra on the beach. This is the first time we get to see it with high quality studio production value, and we get to see them moving. We don't hear them speak. There's just a voiceover talking about fire and blood, very ominous voice saying things, dragons made us kings, so that's all we get, just this one line, but we see moving images. One of the things we see here is boom. That looks like King Viserys. Now, the first thing that caught my eye was, is that Blackfire? The one and only sword of Aegon the Conqueror? Because Blackfire has been lost to us since Dorne. So, the Dorne is conquered is like 150 years ago. But Blackfire has been lost. And we never really got to see anyone actually holding or using Blackfire. It's got a rich history. This is the Valyrian sword of Aegon the Conqueror. It's got a rich history. And it looks like we see here Viserys, my man Patty Considine here doing his thing here. He's sitting on the Iron Throne, and wait till you see the Iron Throne. I'll show you a picture of Iron Throne. But we have him sitting there, and he's holding the sword. And it's like, So I'm like, is that Blackfire? That would be really awesome if it is, because there was a spy photo coming out. We know Daemon Targaryen carries Dark Sister, so we saw him with the sword, Dark Sister. So I'm like, that's Blackfire. If they found it, I must go recover my family's sword. So, again, this is just a really quick shots of these photos here. Not too much to say about that other than,
Oh my God, it's fucking Blackfire.
And next shot we got to look at was we got to see the hand of the Kingpin on what we know is Otto Hightower. And again, these names may be new to you. You may not know who these people are, but you will. You will know who everyone is. Otto Hightower, so we see him there with his hand of the Kingpin. It's a really quick shot. Really not much to say about that other than,
oh my God, it's fucking Otto Hightower.
What we have also too now, we know that they're going to be doing flashbacks. They have to because they cast younger actresses as Rhaenyra and Alicent. So what we get to see also now, we finally get to see young Rhaenyra in her costume. Let me fix this. Yeah. We get to see young Rhaenyra in full costume. She's got the Targaryen hair, Dragon Demands, my homie, the Maester Dragon Demands. He did a really good video about the costumes. He's got real deep into the medieval costumes, like the different hats with eras and everything. So she's got this hat on, and she's got her costume. So we get to see her. She's walking toward the Iron Throne. Check out this shot of the Iron Throne. They only show it really, really quickly. Now, I'm just upset that we're never going. It's like, is everyone gonna ever do the Iron Throne from the book? The really, really tall Iron Throne from the book. We keep getting these different variations, these different adaptations of the Iron Throne. This one looks a little better, at least that the swords come a little further down and they are incorporated in the stairs. So I like that, but it's still the same little measly Iron Throne chair, which I would like to see it big one day, but whatever. We have the Iron Throne there. It looks like, she's walking toward the Iron Throne. She's like, I I will sit on that throne. So, I'm just so excited about it. I'm just so excited. It was just 1 minute, but I was just like, watch it the whole time, like, so that was good to see the Iron Throne and that it looks different. The Red Keep in the back of the throne room, we couldn't really see. It was really dark, but it looks similar but different. So that's what I wanted to see. I wanted to see it look similar because that's what we know it to be, the same castle, but different. We still have Miguel Spachnik doing a lot of the visuals, so he's going to put a little bit of, a little pizzazz on that thing, that little Salt Bay thing. He's going to do a little bit of that on it, so that's good. So I feel safe so far with what we're seeing. I feel safe. We get to see the Velaryon family walking, looking determined, and when I pause this shot here, I get to see stone-faced looking Rhaenys, the queen that never was. She rides the red Melees. So we'll get into who Rhaenys is. She's got a big history too, and she's got a reason to be looking stone-faced like that. She's got a reason, and trust me, when you find out what happened to her, you'll say, okay, yeah, she's pissed. Wherever she goes, she should be pissed off because of what, how she feels about what's going on. So she has a big part to play in the Dance of the Dragons too. So I'm really looking forward to seeing her. We get to see the Velaryons looking amazing. There are some scenes that, like we see what looks like Laena Velaryon here. Like he looks like he's having some type of fight here, so it's like, who's that? What's that going to happen? What's going to happen? I'm really interested in how they're going to tell this story because if you know anything about Fire and Blood, we have like unreliable narrative going on here. We have Mushroom says this happened. Well, Eustace said this happened. Well, Oral said this happened. Like, for example, Beesbury, they say something happened to him 3 different ways. And I'm like, okay, well, it all happened really fast. Which one was it? And one of the people talking, Mushroom, half the time he's not even there. So I want to know how they're going to show us something happening where we have a whole bunch of different versions of it happening. That's always something that, I've been interested in figuring out how they're going to do the unreliable narrative story. We get another shot here of the tourney. Now, this is something that's really exciting to me also, is getting to see King's Landing with full Targaryen heraldry around. Everyone has dragons everywhere. And we get to see the tourney that started it all, where Alicent and Rhaenyra wore these dresses to the tourney, and there's just this really quick shot of it, but you can see from the back the green dress and the red dress, and that's when they got on their East Coast, West Coast type shit. They started wearing the colors of the factions. So we had people who support Alicent wore this color, people who supported Rhaenyra wore that color, and it all started because of the dresses they wore at the tourney. So they give us that shot. I'm so happy to see that. It's just like to see these things come alive again. It's like it's been so long, and just now to see it in real life and to know that it's coming, and to be safe, that it's a story that we don't have to worry about someone doing a D&D season 5 on us and just starting making shit up, because we know we have the full beginning, middle, and end. So if you haven't read Fire and Blood, read it. Don't worry, I'll go over this a lot more before the story starts, but read it. It's just a small part. You don't even have to do the whole story. It's just a small part of this here. Trust me, it's an amazing tale. So let me see what other pictures. This picture here. This one was interesting to me. I have to do a little bit more research on this. It looks like Alicent Hightower, and she's running, and she's got this dagger. And I'm like, does anyone recognize that dagger? I've seen that dagger before. I think I know that dagger. So I had to do a little bit more research. Where's that dagger she's carrying? Who is she carrying it to? Who she's going to stab? What's going on here? So lots of stuff happening. Just a minute trailer, teaser trailer, not a lot of talking, but we haven't seen any dragons. We did see some spy photos with young Rhaenyra petting a long green screen crane. That can be only one thing, when you see the long crane with the green at the top and she's like reaching up to it. So we know eventually, hopefully in the next time we get some material from HBO, it will have some CGI in it. We got a little bit of a battle, but hopefully we'll have maybe some speaking and some CGI. I want to hear them speak. We haven't heard their voices yet. So hopefully that's all coming. Everything's coming. It's coming. Winter is coming. I'm coming. Everything. I'm just so excited. So yes, we will dig more deeply into the House of the Dragon characters, the main players. I'll save for toward the beginning of the show, but we're going to get into how it all started, the Great Council of 101. These things will make a lot more sense to you very soon. Trust me. Cregan Stark has got a great part to play. I want to do a whole separate character profile on Cregan Stark. Such rich history in all of these characters. You're going to love it. So that's where we are right now. So it's online. It's got 6 million views. I think 1 million views are just for me alone. Check it out. The House of the Dragon teaser trailer is out. It's official. We are underway. Production is coming. It's looking good. The grayscale pandemic doesn't seem to have stopped anything or slowed it down too much. So we're looking good, guys. So Black Dread, the Last Targaryen. I'm going to leave you with the words of House Targaryen, as always. Fire.